Bridget Bartlett here. Today, I'm going to continue with our high level overview series, and we're going to go through the email services, phone numbers, and WhatsApp. So you can see we've actually gone through all of the different tabs in the main account here of high level, and we're actually in the settings now. So if you missed any of the training, you can go to my YouTube channel, just search Bridget Bartlett, and you'll be able to see all of the training we've done up to this point. Okay. Now you can see here in the email services, well, first of all, before I go too deep into all of that, of course, we're using high level. So if you're not a member of our program and you would like to sign up, you have a few ways of joining. You can sign up to resell high level and you'll get a free membership in our coaching program. You'll have the ability to resell our white label AI ads manager in addition to your high level account. If you already are a high level SaaS customer, so that you can't upgrade. Or if you're a beginner to software reselling, you can join as a client here. Okay, so you do have a few different options you have available to join. Okay, so go to myvisionagency.com to check that out. So you'll see here inside of the email services, what you want to do when you get started with high level is you want to connect an email sending domain. Now, this is not an email address. Okay, when you create your email address, you're going to use something like Google Workspace, and you're going to be sending and receiving emails through your Gmail inbox just like you normally would for any other email. Okay. So this is not replacing your email. What this is a domain that you're going to be sending your emails from. So we're going to create a subdomain of the domain that our email is connected to. So for example, if I have an email address that is info@bridgetbartlett.com, I want my email sending domain to be connected to that same domain as well, because that's going to tell the system, hey, these two go together. They're verified users. They're able to send from this email sending domain. Okay, so to add that, all you need to do is click here. You're just going to type in whatever if you wanted to use another service actually inside of my agency. And if you are using Lead Connector to add an email sending domain, you just want to click here. And then you're going to add your domain. You can see that I have office.bridgetbartlett.com. It could be reply.bridgetbartlett.com. It could be, MG. It could be email. It could be whatever you want it to be. It just needs to have this part needs to be the same as your email. Okay. So also keep in mind that when you are sending and receiving emails, the only way that your emails are going to show up inside of high level is if you started the conversation in high level, or they are replying to something that you started from. But all emails for your email address is going to be through your email inbox, wherever that is that you've purchased. Okay. So hopefully that clarifies that there. Now you can make it a two-way sync. You can do that in the business profile. Go back and check out the training that I did on that. And then you'll see, actually, let me just show you since I'm in a demo account here. You'll see oh, sorry, I'm not actually in a profile. You'll see my profile and then you'll see the two-way sync there. Okay, so let me go back to email services. It's hard to bounce around when I'm live because I can't really show everything, but that's how you want to add an email sending domain. Okay, now once you add that, you can actually configure the domain here. So if you have multiple domains, maybe you want to choose one of them for your workflow. Maybe you want to choose one of them just for the one-on-one conversations, for the campaigns, bulk emails, or you can just choose a default. If you choose multiple for the workflow domain, for example, you could select multiple and then you could choose the frequency. Because I don't have multiple here, it won't let me, but you could choose the frequency and say, if I have these multiple email sending domains, I want it to send to this one 25% of the time, this one 10%, and then this one 65%. Okay. So however you want to structure that, you do have so many options there just to make sure that each of them are being distributed evenly. You also can click here and you can verify your domain here, delete it. You can assign an IP address, set the headers. This is one that you guys will probably use a lot. The headers are going to be what you're sending, the send from name and email address. You also have the ability here to configure the domain settings and the SMTP settings. You can also purchase a dedicated IP address if you send a lot of emails and you want to have control over that. So let's go now to the reply and forward. If you have, and it says here, you will receive the email replies not only in the conversations view, but also your personal email inbox. Okay, because remember we said they're not the same. Just because you connect an email sending domain to your account, that's not the same as your email address. Everything, all your emails are still going to be ending up in your email inbox, whether it's Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, wherever your email is set up from. Okay. But it does say note forwarding addresses cannot use the same domain as your sending domain in order to prevent infinite loops. If your sending domain is yourdomain.com, you cannot add a forwarding address for something at yourdomain.com. Okay, so you want to add your forwarding address here, and then you can also add the BCC emails here, or even forward to an assigned user. You can also add a reply email address here. If you don't want them to be able to reply, you could just do no reply at whatever your domain is there. You also have the ability to check your email analytics so that you know how many are actually being sent. You can choose the dates. You can even filter here by the campaign workflow and bulk requests. You can also look at the risk assessment so that you understand if you're getting a lot of emails being marked as spam or undeliverable. You have the ability to assess all of that. Okay. Now, here inside of the phone number section, this is where you're going to purchase a phone number for your text messages, for your incoming phone calls, all of that. You need a business phone number. Okay. So you can click here to add a phone number, or you can actually add multiple phone numbers to help you create a number pool. And that's used for tracking. So if you want to know how many calls you're getting from like Google Business or how many calls you're getting from Facebook or whatever, you can actually add a number pool to see where all those are coming from. And then you can also add verified caller ID here. Okay, so if I did want to add a phone number here, I can just click add phone number, and then I can choose what area code that I want to create the phone number from. I can choose the capabilities of the phone number. Do I want to be able to send SMS, MMS, or voice? I can also choose local or toll free, and then I can filter all of my options. And then you can see here, this phone number, if I was to purchase that, because I'm logged in as my agency, I'm going to see the price that I get charged. Okay. So when you are a HighLevel agency, you can actually mark up a majority of these things that we have available. Okay. So I always recommend marking up at least 3 times, because you do have processing fees, you have taxes and things like that. 3 times, basically you're breaking even. Okay. That's basically how it all works out at the end of everything. Okay. So you'll see that as the agency, you get charged $1.15. So if I mark mine up 3x, my customer who's creating a phone number here, they're going to get charged $3.45. Okay. So that's how you want to choose a phone number. Now, in the United States, or if you are advertising to the United States, you need to be A2P verified. Okay. Now, what that means is that you are basically, you want to go through this trust center here, and you'll see that you have to get the brand and the campaign verified. What you're doing with A2P registration is you are telling basically the government that this phone number is connected to you as a business. So if you as the business start using this phone number to spam a bunch of people, it's connected to your business, and that's been verified here through the A2P registration. So that dings you as a business, and you could lose your ability to even send text messages or have a business phone number because it's all attached to the business. So this is how we're verifying that phone number is with that business. Okay. So that's why it's important. That's why you need to be A2P verified. And there are multiple steps here. Now, if you are a client within our agency and you're at this point that you want to purchase a phone number and be A2P verified, you can come up here to support if you need help. If you are a HighLevel agency, you can also click the little help button there and then contact support if you need help with that. But just know that when you go through this A2P verification process, there is a cost to this. So every time when you start that registration process, just keep that in mind. I think the last time I checked, it was like $20 every time you apply. So if you apply and you get rejected, you're going to have to apply again. So make sure that when you are applying that you're very aware of that and you're reading things carefully and making sure that you understand and you're giving the information that it's asking for. Okay. Because there's two different steps here. You need to get your brand verified as the business, and then the actual campaign. So, do you have all the components that they require? Meaning, do you have a checkbox with the opt in form or on your opt in form that says, yes, I agree that I can be texted or called through this number? It's things like that you want to make sure that you have in place. Okay. So, we have the shake it and stir, we have the CNAME voice, and this is all, again, this is about registering your business to make sure that your numbers on your phone number, that it's verified with caller ID, all of those cool things. Okay. So, one of the things too that I also wanted to show you, if we go to messaging analytics here, this tells you your messages. So, how many have been sent, how many delivered, the error rate, and so on. And then you have your advanced settings here. Okay. So, the SMS provider, which is Lead Connector is HighLevel's version of Twilio. It's actually like Twilio is the main parent account, and then HighLevel has a Twilio account under Twilio, but they are using their Twilio account as Lead Connector so they can maintain all of the compliance. And when we apply for A2P registration, they handle all of those things and they build in all of these basically forced compliance options inside of HighLevel so that we as the agency owner, we don't need to worry about all of those things, and they'll do a force stop or they'll build in the things that we need to be compliant. So Lead Connector is technically Twilio, but it is through HighLevel. So HighLevel is the middleman, and they have also given us the same pricing structure that Twilio has. Okay, so it's not going to be more expensive for you, the agency owner. Okay. You also have voice calls here. So we can actually, when someone calls us, first it can ring right into the dashboard. It can also ring into the mobile app. So if you don't have your mobile app downloaded, you can go to Google Play or the Apple App Store, and it's Lead Connector. So you can download that app, and then you can actually make phone calls, send video messages, text messages, and all those things directly from your phone through the app. Okay, so you can access all of your client info through that app directly from your phone. And you can also enable call transcription. Now, this is one of the things that does cost credits. Okay, so again, just be aware of that. So you have the voice intelligence option, and then you also have inbound calls here. So you can forward the calls to a business phone number or ring an assigned user there. You have the voicemail missed call text back option. So, how long do you want the phone to ring before your voicemail picks up? And you can actually upload a custom audio file here. And you can choose the enable missed call text back if you want to automatically send a text message when someone has called you and you missed the call. For me in my business, even when I had a local business, I actually made my voicemail pick up automatically. And then I used the IVR to route them through the call. So it's really up to you how you want to structure that. But yeah, even if you call my business number right now, it will route you through the IVR. So we actually don't have anyone who answers the phones. So we have the SMS compliance here. So this is going to, if you check this on, you can validate phone numbers when the first SMS is sent to a new contact. This is really important because the last thing you want to do is keep paying and keep sending and damaging your phone number by sending to emails that are not valid. Okay, so you could check that box there, but there is an additional cost for any verifications for text or emails. Okay. You also have these options here. And this is, again, one of the things that we used to when we didn't have Lead Connector for our account. We had Twilio. We had to manually go in and put these options into our workflows, which obviously got very time consuming, and it was honestly super confusing. And it was a lot to know if you're not familiar with all of the different compliance. So super happy that we have this option now. And if you did want to change the verbiage, you could just click here and then change what it says here. And you could also make it say this to all of your sub accounts by clicking there. Okay, so obviously only agencies see that. And then you can see the messaging limit. So this would be the messaging limit per this sub account here. Okay. Now, the very next thing that I wanted to show you is WhatsApp. Now, you'll see WhatsApp is basically the same as texting per se, or emails, but we can communicate through WhatsApp now directly in HighLevel. Now, this is an additional cost. So for the agency owner, it is a $10 cost, and that is charged from HighLevel to us as the agency owner. But we can mark this up, and many other tools, we can mark this up. And like I said, you at least want to do 3x to cover processing and taxes and all of that. So in my case, for my agency, it's $29.99 for my sub accounts to sign up to be able to use WhatsApp. Now, like I said, once you're able to use WhatsApp, you're going to connect your WhatsApp account. You're going to be able to create automations that you will be able to send as soon as they contact you, or even before. You can send templates. I'm trying to get into the conversations here. Inside of the conversations tab, when someone contacts you, here's a welcome testing. If we open up the conversations box, if I had this contact from WhatsApp, then I would be able to see, instead of just email here, because you'll see I don't have a phone number. If I had their phone number and if I had WhatsApp connected here, then I would be able to respond to them via email, SMS, or WhatsApp. Okay. So this makes all of the WhatsApp communications directly through your HighLevel account. Okay. Which is really helpful because depending on where you're at, you may want to be using WhatsApp over sending text messages and things like that. I know here in the United States, we prefer text messages, but if you are a business who is working with international clients, they all are using WhatsApp. Okay. So not only is it more convenient, but it could be more cost effective. Okay. So there is additional charges using WhatsApp. So just make sure that anytime you take on these messaging, make sure that you understand all of the costs involved in that. And if you want more training on WhatsApp, you can see inside of my knowledge base, if you go to help.myvisionagency.com and just search WhatsApp or anything you're really looking for, you can see that we have lots of articles here to help you understand and get WhatsApp set up. Okay. Now, the charges for the text and emails and all of that, you can see if you have the SaaS plan of HighLevel, we have the SaaS configurator where we can set all of the prices, okay, for each individual plan. So in this particular plan, if I wanted to go into the basic plan here and I go to rebilling, you'll see all of the different options here. So for example, the phone system, the HighLevel charges 0.14 cents a minute to make the phone calls, and you can see to receive the phone calls and text messages. So if we're marked up 3x, it's going to charge the customer this price to make the calls, to receive the calls, and for text message segments. $10 will give about 240 calls, 390 calls to receive, 420 segments there. So that's going to give my agency, marked up 3 times, it's going to give my agency a profit of 0.028 cents a minute or 0.01 cents a minute. And then you can see the segments there. So that's the same for emails. You can mark that up there. And then also WhatsApp conversations. Of course, we have all of these different options as well. But you want to make sure that, one, you're being very thoughtful when you're doing this. Like I said, don't do less than 3x. But also you want to make sure that you are making these prices available to your customers. Okay. So you can see, before I go into all of that, I did want to show you. So this is how you want to set this at the plan level inside of your SaaS configurator. Okay. So now when someone purchases this plan, it's because it's in the SaaS configurator and I've set all this up. it is going to instantly create their sub account. It's going to create their user. It's going to send them login credentials to the agency, and it's going to give them access to all of the tools that I have told it to give them access to here. And then it's also going to set it up to where automatically, when they create a phone number, it's going to monitor this and make sure to charge them 3x for the phone number, 3x for emails, 3x for the triggers, 3x for LC email verification, and so on. Okay. So I can set this at the plan level, or I can come inside of a sub account. And remember, this is just for the agency. Okay. Clients can't resell HighLevel. So if you come, are you the agency and you come into the client account, let's say after the fact, you wanted to give them the ability to do WhatsApp, or maybe you have a plan where WhatsApp is included, but you made them a special offer where they stay on their plan, but only get the WhatsApp included, and you want to come in here and turn that on, you can go to Rebilling, and you want to scroll down, and of course you see all of these individual options. So this is for this specific sub account. Okay, so you can see here none of this stuff is turned on. So if we only wanted to give WhatsApp, we would just click here to enable, and then we can choose for this specific account the price that we want to charge them to enable WhatsApp here. Okay, so when you do that, of course, the HighLevel is going to charge you, the agency owner, $10, and then you are going to charge your client whatever you set when you were reselling. Okay, and then each individual conversation is going to be what you set here. Okay, so hopefully I've clarified that so you understand how all of that works. Okay, so I did say that you want to make sure that you are being transparent about your pricing, because none of us like to kind of have the wool pull over our eyes. Okay, and that's a part of our business as business owners. We want to always make sure to keep our costs. We're monitoring our costs and keeping those in mind and comparing them to other solutions, right? So what I've done inside of my agency is I just created a page here for my onboarding. And you'll see here, I have a tab that says account, and I have to see a list of all the charges and credits, click here. And then it actually just goes, it's just linked to another website page where I've built this out here. And then I give all of the pricing that I literally copied from the SaaS configurator and added here. Okay, so obviously, if for some reason I was to change the pricing, I could, of course, I would want to update my customers and let them know. But they can always see here what the price is for anything that they're considering using. Okay, so that's about as transparent as you can be. So if you decide to create this, of course, make sure, since this is just a page, the page you saw before was just a page. So you always want to make sure when you embed this in the custom menu link as a HighLevel agency, you give them a way to go back, right? So we're really just creating like a little website here. So here's a page. I have a little hyperlink here where they click and they go to this page, or they can click to go back. Okay, so I know that I'm going to get questions. How did you do that? So I wanted to make sure to address that so that you're aware. Okay. Now, one thing that I did want to show you, since we're talking a lot about credits, I just wanted to show you. This is a real live account, okay? So I wanted to show you kind of the breakdown and how this is still an incredible value, okay? So in this case here, this month so far, this account has spent $41.10. And you can see how it's all broken down here with the premium triggers, the email verification. You can see there were over 3,100 of those. And this account has sent 38,000 emails. Now, you have the email notifications and all of these things. And this is all of those things that are being rebilled for, all of those add up to, in this specific account, to $41.10. Okay. Now, if we're looking at the emails, which is almost 38,000, that if we're sending emails to this list, they probably have about 10,000 subscribers in the list. And keep in mind, this includes all the AI content, the phone numbers, like the premium triggers, all of those credits in this account so far this month is at 4110. Okay. So if we have all of these numbers, considering we have a list of 10,000 and we're sending this so far this month, that would be That would be a reasonable number to assume. Okay. So if we go to some competitors like Aweber, for example, this is just for emails. Okay. Now, if we have 10,000 to 15,000 subscribers, this is how most email systems will price their accounts. Okay. It's not for contacts. It's for action, or it's not for emails that we're actually sending, which I prefer, because why do I want to pay for all of my contacts when I only really want to pay for the emails I'm sending? Because I may have 50,000 contacts, but if I'm doing a good job of filtering my list where I'm only sending to the people who are opening and clicking, then I'm still paying here. You can see for 10,000 to 15,000 subscribers per month, $180. And this only includes emails. Okay. So if I go back and I compare this here to the emails that I'm sending, even though, let's see, today's the 16th of July. So even if we doubled this, that would be $82.20. Okay. Compared to $180 that we would be spending here. Okay. Now, if I go to GetResponse, you'll see here for a list 10,000 subscribers, if we chose this plan here, that's $114 a month. Okay. So really an incredible value when you consider the what you're actually getting charged. You can see here just for the emails alone, $25.51. Okay. So if you're just looking for emails alone, it's still a great value, but you're also including, and of course, this is going to vary for every account. Okay. So there may be accounts who are just really doing a lot of WhatsApp messaging and maybe not very many emails and not very many text messages, and of course that's going to be different. So you definitely, it's a great sales strategy to remind your customers of the value that they're getting, even when we're talking about these numbers here. So if you are, if your customers do say, wow, I'm spending $100 a month in credits, show them, compare to them the value to the other options. And then of course, if they were using one of these other options, then they would have to worry about integrating. So, okay, great. You want to use Aweber? That's awesome. Well, now you're going to have to go to, get this set up through Zapier and have the contacts sent to HighLevel and all of those other things that, HighLevel just makes super simple. Okay. So hopefully I've cleared that up. I will be doing a training on WhatsApp. I want to get my own WhatsApp set up. I want to get, get familiar with it, do some testing and all of that before I actually go into a deep training. But we've already talked about reputation management. I went through that. But tomorrow, I want to talk about custom fields and custom values. These are two of my absolute favorite features in HighLevel. So I'm going to show you really the power, because it sounds like, whoa, how cool is a custom field or a custom value? But the magic of HighLevel can really be, you can really discover that using the custom fields and custom values. So I'm going to show you all of my my best tips with these tomorrow. Okay, so thank you all so much for joining me. And remember, if you want to join our program, you can go to myvisionagency.com. You can join as a client, or you can create a HighLevel account and join as an affiliate. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. For joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open to